Hello and welcome to Azerbaijan, or as the locals say, Salam. Azerbaijan is a beautiful country with a rich culture of food and community. From the mountains to the coast, there's plenty to see and do in Azerbaijan. Now here's Bernicia with more information about the country.
Thank you, Christian. When we take a look at the country Azerbaijan in a geographical sense, we can see that it borders Russia at its north and Georgia and Armenia at its west. If you look at the eastern side, you'll find the Caspian Sea as well as its capital Baku. This is all located in the continent of Asia. With a population of over 10 million, it is known as the 94th most populated country in the world. Azerbaijan is 33,166 square miles in size, relative to the size of Maine. There are a few socioeconomic factors that influence the food choices on the people of Azerbaijan. As you can see in this area, this is more of the wealthier side. They have modern techniques and appliances that gives them access to imported and processed foods through trade. Not only do they have access to these things, but they also have easier access to electricity and gas. Whereas in the rural areas, they're more highly reliant on agriculture. This means that most of their foods are locally sourced, such as fresh veggies, fruits, and even dairy products. Azerbaijan's economy is heavily reliant on oil and gas in particular since the completion of the Baku pipeline. Its economy is moderately free and ranked 70 out of 184 countries.
Some of the factors that contribute to these conditions are Azerbaijan's imports and exports. Azerbaijan imports a variety of foods, including wheat, sugar, tea, and certain types of meat and dairy products. Azerbaijan exports agricultural products such as pomegranates, walnuts, hazelnuts, and tomatoes. The country also exports processed food products, including dried fruits and honey. Azerbaijan is a member of several regional trade agreements, which facilitate the import and export of food products within the region. The agreements include Eurasian Economic Union and the Black Sea Economic Corporation. Ensuring food security is a priority in Azerbaijan. The government has implemented policies to promote domestic food production and reduce reliance on imports. Diversification of food sources and strengthening agriculture infrastructure are key areas of focus. Azerbaijan's food imports and exports are influenced by the global market trends, such as fluctuation in commodity prices and changes in consumer preferences. The country needs to adapt to these changes to remain competitive for the international food market.
The country is primarily composed of its ethnic Azerbaijanis with a minority of lesbians and Armenians. If you take a closer look behind me, this is what the average Azerbaijani looks like. Most Azerbaijanis are Muslims, which reflects the country's cultural ties to the Islamic world. Their life expectancy is around 74.15 years. The official language spoken is Azerbaijani, which is a Turkic language.
Climate and geography have an influence on food habits as well as food choices and preparation. Therefore, it is important to study climate and geography, which I will now educate you on. The country as a whole has hot summers and moderate winters. However, different areas get different weather patterns than other areas. For example, the coastal area next to the Caspian Sea is drier and hotter. Therefore, farmers use irrigation to water their crops in this area. Since the weather is warmer, farmers like to grow pomegranates, grapes, and vegetables. Although in the mountain parts of the country it rains more and has lower temperatures compared to the flatter areas. Therefore, this part of the country is more focused on livestock, specifically sheep and cattle, which provide meat and dairy products. Another factor that affects food choices is soil. The quality and yield of wheat produced in the country is a low volume due to the soil. Also, Growing the main crops, such as wheat, potatoes, grapes, and tobacco, is becoming more difficult due to soil erosion and pollution.
Azerbaijan is increasingly focusing on sustainable agriculture practices to promote environmental protection and long-term food security. This includes promoting organic farming, reducing pesticide use, and conserving water resources. Azerbaijan's cuisine has evolved over time, incorporating influences from neighboring regions and cultures. This has led to the development of fusion dishes that blend traditional Azerbaijan flavors with international elements.
Some of these dishes include dishbara, which are dumplings filled with ground lamb, mint, onions, and garlic. Another integral dish is piti, which is a soup made with chickpeas, tomatoes, potatoes, saffron-infused water, and dried cherry plums. This dish gets its name from the glazed earthenware pot that it is cooked and served in. Another core food for Azerbaijan is gavorma. This is an aged meat combined with fresh beans and potatoes. Sharhula is a homemade pasta dish served with fresh lamb or jerked meat over the top. The final core food of Azerbaijan is kata. Kata is a pastry that falls between a dense bread and a pie. Every region has its own version of kata, but it differs between shape and filling. The menu for a normal day in Azerbaijan consists of many of the core foods mentioned earlier, as well as tea, rice, bread, and fresh produce. One dish known for special occasions is shaplav. This is rice-based and also known as Azerbaijan's national dish. Shaplav is typically served as the main course at a wedding. A dessert that is traditionally baked on holidays is shirin koreh. This is a sweet bread made with milk.
Throughout the semester, the three elements of culture, the impact of foodways, food habits, and diet, along with the three perspectives and cultural methodology, have led to the classroom discussions and material. Therefore, we thought about all these factors while collecting research. Currently, we are going to focus on material culture and foodways. In regards to material culture, Azerbaijan dishes have traditionally been cooked using copper utensils and cookware. Now cooking looks a lot different due to technology relating to water. Azerbaijan has transitioned to modern irrigation methods such as drip and drum systems. This newer technology has also impacted food waste. Food waste is what, how, and when a society eats. In Azerbaijan, rice and bread are staples in daily meals. Our group also learned the importance of tea culture in this country.